So, Fox News' Megyn Kelly was hailed across the political spectrum as one of the media stars of campaign 2016. Now, as Adam Riley explains, her new book, Settle for More, could either shoot her star further into the ascension or make it fall.
The tension between Megyn Kelly and Donald Trump helped define the presidential race.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs.
If you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be.
Turns out what we saw on TV and Twitter was just the tip of the iceberg. According to a New York Times review of Kelly's new book, Kelly writes that Trump offered her and other journalists gifts in an attempt to shape coverage. She also says former Fox News head Roger Ailes told her to go easier on Trump, and that Trump somehow learned before the first Republican debate that Kelly planned to ask a very pointed question. The backlash was instant, with critics saying Kelly should have shared these details earlier. Now Kelly is playing defense, saying her book doesn't suggest that Trump got questions in advance. When Settle for More goes on sale next week, readers can decide for themselves.
Yeah, so now she's being criticized for not reporting this when it actually happened in real time. But, you know, political reporters have been playing this game for years. David Morantz, all these people who've written political books over the years. Woodward and Bernstein, they hold things in books.
Halpern and Highland.
To sell books and make it, I mean, we all wondered if she was going to say anything about Roger Ailes. She did. And obviously, would she, if he was still there? I doubt that sincerely. But the whole stuff about Trump, though, I mean, should she have said at the time, hey, guys, he knew I was going to ask that question. Should she have embarrassed her network? Did she have that obligation to do it? I'd say not.
Well, let me point something out that the New York Times also reported. I wish there'd been a direct quote from the book, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. But she wrote in the book that she suspected that somebody in the Trump campaign may have poisoned her before the debate because she was violently ill. Yeah. And apparently she said in the book she didn't know whether she'd been poisoned or whether she was sick. And then later on, she starts tweeting, oh, no, I didn't mean to give that impression. Well, are you saying you were misquoted in your own book? Yeah, this sounds like shades of Charles Barkley. That sounds like kind of interesting information we would have liked to know.
Yeah. This will be very interesting to see.
You're going to read that book?
No, I won't. I'll probably read big excerpts of it at some point. But I'm just curious. I mean, you all will read it before I will. But but it is rather interesting, because I keep thinking, if he had the question, that was a bad answer.
Yeah, I know.
Why didn't he have a better answer? So that's why I'm not quite.
He had it and he didn't bother to read it,
probably. Maybe that's it. Okay.
Yeah, I had the same thought about that. But, I mean, maybe it was going to be a very personal question to you, and that's going to be your first question, but who knows?
Yes, I don't know. The whole thing is rather bizarre. I'll see. I don't know why she tries to sort of play both sides. Right. I don't understand.
Well, she hasn't signed a contract yet. Right. So this, as I said, this is either going to help her or hurt her.
Well, where I sit now and I look at that, I think, if you have information that's pertinent for the moment, there's a lot of color that you get that you can hang on to if you're thinking of writing a book. But if it's something so specific like that, or even after the fact when other things came out about the Democrats and I think there's an obligation to come out and say something about it. But what really troubled me more, I haven't read the book, right? So I don't know specifically. Nobody has, exactly. But so I don't know specifically what was said, but there seems to be this behind the scenes, a lot of back and forth between campaign and head of network, and that's troubling.
Yes.
I mean, I think that, especially as a reporter, if you're out there and you're getting the story and you find out that things are being influenced about not only what you should be covering, but what your network is covering, that to me is troubling, I think, and when the public looks at that, it just sort of reinforces everything that they say about us.
Nothing new, though. Remember all the footsie with Ben Bradley in the Kennedy White House, stories being hidden or placed below the fold in the Globe, when Ted Kennedy got caught cheating at Harvard, all that kind of stuff. It still goes on. It isn't easy being a beat reporter, which essentially Megyn Kelly is or pretends to be on politics, because everybody has to make that decision. Am I going to suck up and trim in order to maintain my access and get scoops, or am I going to just tell it like it is, throw sharp elbows, and probably not get exclusive interviews and so forth? Looks to me like Megyn Kelly wants to be Barbara Walters, not a gumshoe, hard-edged, hard-elbow reporter, and that's a perfectly valid career decision. and I'm sure a lucrative one as well. But it just puts her
She's a
what
lot
she does
tougher
in
than
perspective.
Barbara Walters. My lord.
Well,
She's not asking what kind of a tree you want to be.
But okay, maybe so, but apparently not tough
Barbara
enough.
Walters is pretty damn good.
No, I know she was.
Yeah,
That's true.
okay.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of money at stake here. And so when you make those decisions, you realize
Right.
you could lose your position and a fat paycheck.
Yeah, it's
Right.
true.
And so that plays into it.